Karen burst out laughing in the courtroom. All this fuss, and he thinks he can read blueprints with those hands. She mocked, pointing at the farmer's rough, calloused fingers. But what the judge pulled out next silenced the entire room. Jacob Turner, a 62-year-old farmer, stood quietly in court, his hat in his hand, wearing worn boots and a faded flannel. He wasn't a man of many words. His hands did most of the talking. Those hands had planted acres, fixed fences, pulled calves from breech births. Karen, the HOA president, had taken him to court for unauthorized land, modifications on the edge of his property, where his family had lived for generations, long before the gated community was even built. She claimed he had expanded his barn, too, close to the boundary line and violated their visual aesthetic. But in truth, Karen had just always hated seeing Jacob's tractors parked too close to her backyard view. In court, she scoffed, rolling her eyes every time he spoke. When Jacob handed over a rolled-up set of blueprints, she laughed. Those are probably doodles. He's a farmer, not an architect, she smirked to the judge. You really expect someone with dirt under their nails to understand regulations? The judge didn't respond. He carefully unrolled the blueprints, examined them for a moment, then asked, Mr. Turner, did you draw these yourself? Jacob nodded. My daddy taught me to draft by hand. Been designing my own barns and irrigation systems since I was a boy. Karen scoffed louder. But the judge turned the plans to face the court, and even the bailiff leaned in. Jacob's blueprints weren't crude. They were detailed, clean, precise, and stamped. Stamped by the county, approved 3 months ago. Karen's smile fell off her face. The judge flipped to the second page. It included her backyard measurements. The real issue wasn't the barn. Jacob's plan showed that Karen's fence had been extended illegally onto Jacob's land. The room went quiet. Miss Karen, the judge said calmly, you not only filed a false complaint, you trespassed Mr. Turner's land rights date back 87 years. You're not only in the wrong, you're lucky he's not suing you. Jacob didn't smile, didn't gloat. He just stood with dignity, his hands resting calmly at his sides. Karen muttered something about not knowing, but no one listened. The judge looked directly at her and said, sometimes the hands we laugh at built everything we now take for granted. The courtroom applauded. Karen stormed out red-faced. Jacob. He tipped his hat to the judge and walked out slowly back to his land, his legacy. Sometimes the quietest people carry the strongest truth on their hands, not their tongue.